I like Tokusatsu, but for the past few years, I can't say I've enjoyed it. I've been watching Power Rangers since I was a little kid, but in high school, I made the leap and started watching Super Sentai and Kamen Rider. But around 2019, I kind of stopped enjoying it. That was when I went off to college, and then the pandemic hit, and there was just so much going on in my life. And to be honest, Toku just didn't really scratch that itch in my brain anymore. Zero One was a show that I felt was aesthetically interesting, but the actual meat and potatoes of the show were tone deaf and mishandled. They also had COVID working against them. Saber was in the same boat. The show looked fun, but I just couldn't sit through it. And then Revice. I just couldn't be bothered. I looked at my collection of Rider toys as a chore. I kept them in a box in my closet or under my bed, not even worth the effort to sell them. New seasons of Rider and Sentai kept getting announced, and I found myself caring less and less. I couldn't even be bothered to finish Dino Fury. I just lost all interest in Toku for a little while. And then, I kept hearing the same words over and over again on the internet. Geats is gas. I had a real life friend recommend Geats to me, so one weekend I sat down on the couch in front of the TV and it was all downhill from there. Hi, my name is Maine, and I love Geats. Geats is one of the strongest and most interesting seasons of Kamen Rider we've gotten in a long time. From the stories to the characters to the aesthetics, it's just so interesting to look at. So today, I'm going to talk about everything that I think make Geats works and why Geats got me back into Kamen Rider. Starting with... One thing that immediately drew me to Geats was Geats himself, Ace. Over the past decade or so, almost every rider has had the same personality. The happy-go-lucky, high-energy, lawful good paragon who just wants world peace and love and blah 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 Beatles music. But Ace isn't really like that. When we meet Ace, he's more of an arrogant, self-serving asshole who lies to people to further his own goals. But we see more and more that he has a soft center. And as we get closer and closer to the end of his character arc, he is growing to be this lawful good paragon who actually strives for everyone to be happy. But the fact that we got to see him become this, what makes him one of the more interesting main riders we've gotten in a really long time. I'm not going to go too deep into the rest of his character arc because I feel like that's really important to the overall plot of Geats, and if nothing else, I want people to see this video and then go watch Geats themselves. Immediately in contrast to him, however, we have Kamen Rider Tycoon Keiwa. Keiwa is secretly the main character for the first part of the show. Keiwa's dedication to saving people and attaining world peace makes him so endearing, and he actually shakes up the secondary rider formula a lot. As far as secondary riders go, I haven't really had a problem with them. I've actually really liked a lot of the secondary riders we've gotten in the past 5 years-ish. But Keiwa is interesting because while he does have the standard secondary rider motivation, usually some kind of dead parent, family, or mentor figure, instead of using this to fuel his anger and go for revenge, he actually uses this to fuel his desire for other people's happiness. He doesn't want other people to feel the same pain he did. And then we see just how far he's willing to go to get this, and just how much the series breaks him. He actually goes through a pretty similar character arc as a lot of main writers do, and that's why I think he's one of the more strongly written secondary writers we've gotten in a little while, because he's written like a primary writer. In addition to Keiwa, we have Kamen Rider Nago, Neon. Neon was a character I felt somewhat neutral to at first, but I was leaning on liking, but over the last few episodes, she has won me over. Her dream of wanting to find love sounds kind of dumb at first, until you see more and more of what that really means for her. She doesn't want some prince to come sweep her off her feet. She wants a world where people genuinely care about her and she doesn't feel alone. We know this because we see this. She gets this. Kyun gives her the opportunity to leave this world behind, but she rejects that offer at first because she wants to make sure there is nothing left for her in this world. but she doesn't get that because she gets the love she's been actually craving throughout the entire series, the love of her family, and then we get to see how this makes her stronger. And then there's the goat, or should I say, the buffalo. Kamen Rider Buffa Michi is one of the best fourth riders we've gotten in a long time. Yes, better than him. Yes, better than him. Yes, him too. The best. Buffa, when we were first introduced to him, he's a very similar character to Ace. But Buffa is a character whose main motivation was revenge, like a secondary rider. But like Keiwa, we get to see how far he goes to get it. And he does it. He wins. He gets the power to crush every rider. But that's when we see his true nature. Instead of going on a killing spree, he uses this power to expressly stop people from becoming riders, not killing them. Michi steps back into the fight because he genuinely cares people and doesn't want to see people suffer. I think we best see his character in contrast to Beloba, whose only motivation is to see people suffer, and the climax of their clashing characters is amazing. Before I actually watched Geats, I thought Buffa was the secondary rider. He just fit the bill so much better, and just like with Keiwa, because we have a fourth rider being written like he's a secondary rider, he's a much better character overall. But what makes these characters even better is the story we see them in. A major theme of this season is people's desires and their goals. Desire is specifically the word they use because we need to see this as a negative thing, like a sin. In the show's lore, for a character to obtain their desire and their wish, they must rob other people of their happiness. We can see this in Ace becoming a celebrity could be seen as the sin of greed. Michi's desire for revenge is a lust of power. Keiwa revives everyone in his family, but they die again, and that drives him to wrath and envy, as he no longer cares for other people's happiness so long as he and his family are happy. But as it turns out, the awful trial we see these people go through is becoming awful people is just for the amusement of the people of the future. The rich people of the future see them as toys, playthings. They have no actual concern for their lives. This is best seen through Beroba and Zin. Beroba loves to see people in pain and loves to see them suffer, so she has been the sole funder of the Jamato, the antagonist of the DGP, because she wants to cause other people pain, even if indirectly. But Jin is interesting because for a while he's pretty similar to her. He's a big fan of Ace and loves to watch the DGP. It's only when we see him confront mortality for the first time and actually feel like what it feels like to be a contestant in the DGP. Does he truly see that it's wrong and wants to help stop it? Geats is a show that is openly critical of the rich. It is so blatant how awful rich people are. They are the real villains of the show. Hell, the Jamato, who are supposed to be the actual villains, aren't even the villains. Their only motivation is that they want their existence to not be defined as fodder for the Desire Grand Prix. They don't want their life purpose is to be toys. But Toku isn't just about storytelling. Toku is the visual media, and what sets it apart are the effects in the suits. And goddamn, this shit is cool. Geats' action is a lot more slick than past season. It's willing to use things like drone shots and CGI, but it doesn't overly rely on them. Geats is very interesting with its toy gimmick because there's not really a set theme. Yes, all of the riders are animal themed technically, but they're not set in stone. We can have a fox who's based on a kitsune, but he has a gun and jet boosters. A tanuki that's a ninja, a buffalo with zombie powers and a chainsaw, and a cat that's music themed. And their power-ups don't have to follow this unifying theme either. This willingness to be different with every rider makes them stand out more and leads to more creativity. Also sets Geats apart at its jingles, or the lack thereof. Kamen Rider jingles have become basically short songs in the past few years, some being almost a minute long. But Geats isn't like that. Most transformations are only a couple seconds long and the jingles are 1 to 2 words. This really makes Geats stand out compared to past seasons, and it seems like they're going to continue this trend with Gotchard. Geats is so good, it's changing rider tropes in real time. Geats is gas, there's no other way to put it. The story, the style, the characters, everything about this season is just so great. It's filled to the brim with great original ideas, and it puts a fun spin on existing Rider tropes. Geats has gotten me back into Rider, and for the first time in years, I'm excited for the next episode every week. Oh, but I still ain't touching Sentai. Yeah, I think the last time I watched Sentai Weekly was fucking Lupat. Yeah, I'm good. My name is Maine, and thanks for watching.
Hey guys, it's Editor Main here. It's about 3:30 in the morning and I'm just trying to finish this video because I recorded it like a week ago. I want to give a big shout out to my buddies for always recommending Geats to me, but I especially want to give a big shout out to my buddy Christian Antoine Alsace. He's the one who actually pushed me to go ahead and put out a Geats video. Go check out his channel. He just uploaded a video about the current state of Power Rangers, and it's a really good watch through. I'll be getting back into some Digimon TCG videos here in a sec. Might also dip my toes into more Toku and more less card game oriented Digimon stuff, but yeah, peace out.